he lost his eyes. Samson was so strong, and then he lost his eyes. He lost sight of what was most important. People perish for lack of vision. The God of this age, he blinds us. We've been rescued from the darkness to walk into that light. Anybody that's in recovery, I want to say I appreciate you. I'm proud of you. I salute you. Anybody's working the steps, we love you. We're here for you. And I bet maybe your biggest regret is that you simply didn't do it sooner. Yeah. What if you would have started a little bit sooner? How much different would things be? I mean, what if Zedekiah would have repented? Not just for his sake, but for the kingdom's sake. What if he would have been like Hezekiah? What if he would have been like the prophet? Did all that have to happen? Today, will you stop and evaluate and say, look, the storm's coming, but it doesn't have to. It's not inevitable that curses would fall upon my family. It doesn't have to happen. Jesus died on that cross to take every curse from you. The Holy Spirit comes into your spirit that you could be set free. In fact, the book of Jude says God is able to keep you from stumbling. What a tremendous promise that he offers. Today is the day of salvation. Seek the Lord while it can be found. Today, if you hear his voice. There's another fighter that I wanted to mention named Alex Pereira. The Potan, they call him the Stone Hands. He's from Brazil, an indigenous tribe there. He's very proud of his heritage. He's the fighter that comes out with the face painted. He's awesome. When he was growing up in Brazil, he lived in utter poverty. 12 years old, had to drop out of school and work with the bricks. After that, he got a job at a tire shop. And all the other employees were alcoholics, and so they thought it was funny giving the young teenager alcohol and watching him stoop or watching him get drunk. And he was so sad and so miserable. He started drinking at 13, 14 years old, became a full-blown alcoholic. His life was hard. He'd get into a lot of fights, and he found kickboxing. He was pretty good at it. In fact, he was really good at it. He started getting in bigger shows and bigger shows. In one of those shows, he fought a guy named Israel Adesanya, the style bender. Years later, after he beat Adesanya would come to the UFC and be the 185-pound champion. In fact, Adesanya would be the champion for many years. Nobody could beat him. He was fantastic. And so the UFC said, hey, this guy's got a loss on his kickboxing record. Who beat this guy? They go, some guy named Alex Pereira. Pereira? Potan? All right, well, let's call him up. See if he wants to fight. And by now, Alex had gotten serious about his training, and so he had sobered up, and he had renounced drinking alcohol, and he started being a serious kickboxer. He was knocking guys out left and right. And they brought him to the UFC a few years ago, and he knocked a guy out, and everybody was shocked. They knocked another guy out. This guy, I thought he was just a kickboxer. And then they put him against Israel Adesanya for the championship belt, and he won. And he did that. Everyone went crazy. And he lost. That's not important to the story. But he'd go up in a weight class, and he'd fight for the 205-pound belt, and he'd win that. And a few weeks ago, he was fighting he'd lose it, and he wanted to win it back. He'd fight a guy. The guy was talking trash, hyping up the fight. And he said, I'm going to beat you so bad, I'm going to send you back to the tire shop. I'm going to make you remember your days of drinking, your foolishness. I'm going to send you back that utter poverty, and you're going to be working as a tire mechanic for the rest of your life after I beat you so bad. Well, Potan didn't like those words very much. And once the bell rang, he went right at the guy and knocked him out, man. He gave him a beat down. That's what he does afterwards. After he won, about a week later, he was back in Brazil in his hometown, holding his belt up right in front of that tire shop. And you know, he bought that tire shop. And now he's turning it into a youth center. So all the neighborhood kids can have a place they can train and eat, do their laundry, do their homework. Trainers and tutors are coming. He said, hey, you're right, you did send me back to the tire shop. You and I have to change our lives. Potan might be the greatest fighter of all time. We'll see. In fact, they got him scheduled for the White House lawn fight. He might fight against John Jones, and that would be quite a fight. He's saying he wants to go to heavyweight. Nobody's ever been the three-weight champion. I mean, he could do it, but I think he's 37, 38 years old, 36, like that. I'm sure that he's happy with all of his success, and now he's helping people. But imagine he doesn't become the greatest fighter of all time. You know what he would say? I wish I would have started sooner. It'll be the years that he lost in the beginning that cost him the greatness at the end. Let's not lose any more years. Today, will you say, God, help me? I acknowledge my life is unmanageable without God. I need him. Let me invite the worship team to come. Let me pray for